Hello, Jai Baba. Hello,
Jai Baba,
Vasudev.
Mother Say.
Jai Baba Zo. Sorry, we lost power here. We're supposed to have uninterrupted power supply, but maybe there's no such thing. Sorry for that. Hello, Zo, Jai Baba. Hello, Vasudev Venke. Jai Baba, welcome.
Jai Baba.
Happy to see you and hear you.
Yes.
Jai Baba. Now, Mehernath has told us he's not going to come till 6 o'clock. We've had a very big day today. Can you hear me, Zo?
Yes.
Okay. I was
Yeah.
telling.
Ali Ramju.
Right.
Did you go to that? Yeah.
Right. We had a burial at Meherabad, and I'm sure Mehernath will want to tell you more, but it was, quite something strong because it's the last one there. And we were thinking that Bhauji was the last, but we were wrong.
Right. And how's Maha?
Maha is really good. She's quite amazing. She goes up and down with her aches and pains and problem, but she's really remarkable. Her energy and her activity and hi, Jonathan. And I'm sorry. I know you must be not very impressed with my mailing list. I beg your pardon. I don't know why you didn't get your link. Yeah, Zoe was asking me about Maha. Yesterday, we had a big celebration for her in the center, not her center. It wasn't supposed to be big. It was supposed to be on the veranda with a few, the compound people, but then Mehernath told one person at Samadhi and other people said, I want to come. So Maha was really happy. It was short. It was just cake cutting and one little verse from Maha and then good wishes and big plates of prasad prepared by Maha.
Oh,
wow.
Jyoti the cook. And so it was really lovely. And it was good that we celebrated it yesterday because today we were left for a funeral at 9:30 in the morning and just came back a little while ago. Yeah.
Jai Baba, Janice, can you hear me, everyone?
I'm sorry?
Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
Jai
Jai.
Baba.
Could you make me a co-host and then
I believe I just did that. Can you check?
okay. Jai Baba Zo, Jai Baba Jonathan, Habib, Vasudev, Merchan Nori is coming in a few minutes.
So Jonathan, Mehernath's coming at 6 p.m. I think he was wiped out. He didn't get he had visit from an advocate in the afternoon. He kind of
So what time is it? What time is it there now?
It is 5:45, so in 15 minutes he'll
Okay.
be here.
Okay,
So
good.
I think he's heard us chit-chatting and he know we're not going to be lost for words. So tell us about you, anybody.
Well, the big news here is the youth Sahavas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that came off well. So that center's had its first occupants in a year and some months,
Fantastic.
and it went very well. Whoops, I got a phone call coming in. I'm on duty here, so
Are
check
you
in again.
Okay. So did Jamie was involved in the youth Sahavas? You and Jamie?
Not here.
Not here. He's
Not
helping
here.
young
He's
adults.
been having, he's been having weekly meetings for weeks with Meher Kale and the people,
Yeah.
there
For the-
helping them write and learn and put together an English language song for their performance. And he loves it. He says they are so fantastic.
They are. It's true.
Yeah, I mean, he's worked with them before, but just so some of these are old friends, but not all. And some of them are just wonderful musicians, others not very practiced,
Yeah.
but just so sorry, so so willing to work together. One thing he told me was at first they thought, okay, well, we've got this song and we should vote on who has the best voice.
Oh, no.
And they should do, the opening verse. And what they came to was everybody did one line.
Oh,
Nobody's really the featured performer. And that made him really happy. I don't know.
cool.
So he's been doing that and just school stuff.
There's Romney Mehernath, Baba. That's wonderful. And hello, I'm just saying hello as people come on. Hello, Satya Gadapali, Jai Baba from Nagar, and Romney Mehernath. Wow, after a long time we haven't seen you since Bhauji's chats, and LA Sahavas and Meher Chand Nori, Jai Baba.
Jai
And
Baba.
Jai Baba. Mehernath is coming in about 10 minutes. So we're doing time pass here. You'll have some news for us, some Meher Chand Nori.
Pardon?
You have anything you want to tell us about? Jai Baba.
Nothing more, but just to greet Mummy. First, greet. I'll just want to greet Mummy, Rama Auntie.
Okay, I'm not sure what time she'll come. She usually comes after,
Mehernath comes, yeah.
Yeah, and then a little later after that. But she'll love to have your greeting.
So today, Ali was been cremated.
Yeah, actually it was a burial because he's he was buried in the area where the men Mandali are buried.
Yeah, buried, yeah.
He's apparently Meher Baba had included him on the list and has specifically said. Yeah. And Ted and Steve prepared the grave the last 2 days in the space between Pleader and Dr. Duncan on that first row.
Yeah.
And it was actually a very lovely, probably about 50 or 60 people came.
Yeah.
Some of his family members from Pune.
Yeah.
And the rest was, our people, Meher Baba lovers, and all who had some connection or other with Ali. And
he's very soft-spoken man.
Beg your pardon?
He's very soft-spoken man.
Soft-spoken, yes.
Yeah.
But he kept very vital and active until just the last couple months.
Yeah, he used to travel in a public transport. That's the biggest.
Yeah, ST bus. He had free pass for life because he was a supervisor or something.
Yeah.
He would
still now at this age of my 67, I can't travel. But he was, by Baba's grace, he was able to travel. That is more. Baba has given energy.
It's wonderful. He went to the USA in 2018 himself and went to Myrtle Beach and went to Walnut Creek and pretty amazing. Yeah. So he's the last, that's another last trustee from that period.
Yeah.
1967, during Baba's time, he was appointed.
Yeah. Actually,
I remember him coming here to the center, and they drafted Preeti Kilnani to make tea for him because nobody knew how to make tea properly.
How to what?
Nobody knew how to make chai properly. She knew him.
She knew. Her father was, especially, I told Mehernath because his family was mentioning the Kilnani family, and he called Vinod to make sure that he came to the funeral because a lot of people, it happened so fast last night. Many people didn't even know, that he had passed away last night. So, but so Preeti's father was here today and meeting with his family.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, Jai Meher Baba, Joy, it's Meher Chand Nori, Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba.
Is that Jai Baba? Is that Satya speaking to you, Meher Chand, I think?
Yeah. No, actually, I saw Newell, Joe Newell. I thought to say Jai Baba to her on the screen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's so good to see everyone. Yeah. It was quite a morning. It was really beautiful morning with Ali's funeral, you know?
Yeah.
Quite a point in history when you think, you know, Ramju Abdullah's son.
Yeah.
It was very spontaneous after they lowered the body into the grave. There was nothing planned, of course. So one of the kind of quite distant family members, but he was very sort of kind of leading. And he said, if anybody wants to say anything or share anything. So Amy Wallen had written a poem, which suddenly came to her, and it was very appropriate. And Zara sang Allahu Akbar, as she used to do almost every day in Bhauji's room, and it was really stunning.
Yeah. Yeah. And all the family, you know, who are mostly all Muslims, aren't they, Janice?
Sorry?
Ali's all Muslims. They're all Muslims.
Yeah, I don't know if they're observant or not, but you know, yes, those are his roots, and
Yeah.
some of them.
It was really sweet to have that prayer.
Yes. I did speak to Ali's nephew, who's the son of his elder brother, Bagu. And Amrit was also there, and she was testing because there was no format, you know. So she said, if we say Baba's prayers, will anyone mind? And the nephew said, those who would mind have stayed back. So yeah, we know there was some, you know, naturally. There's MP Rao. Are you writing, Zoe?
I am writing, yes. I am writing some. Well, as I think you know, I told you, Nashirwan invited Jamie to a Sahavas he's doing, and he said, maybe I could come along, but I need to do something. They're going to pay for me. So he said, well, you could tell stories of your experiences with the Lady Mandali.
Nice.
And I said, you know, I didn't really hang out a lot with the Lady Mandali, but I will tell stories about Jean Shaw and Maha.
Wonderful. Oh, that's so nice. The ladies' side.
The ladies' side, yeah, because I think, you know, they're two examples of women who were devoted to Baba, really central to his work, but they're not Mandali, you know, people don't really pay a whole lot of attention to them and their stories, except a few people who knew them well.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I'm working on that.
Oh, that's great. Because I know nothing about Jean Shaw. You know, other people know her, but I know nothing. So that's great.
Yeah. And I mean, I only have an hour, so I mean, there's only so much I can say, but it's been in my mind for a while that there are people like them. There's them, or even Girija Kilmani, you know, who were like on the scene, had a lot of contact with Baba, and we know so little about them. They're just totally underrepresented.
Yes, that's great. And there's many kind of unknowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have a lot to.
Yeah, I've been thinking about them, and just lately about how Baba said how important it was. I mean, that you love him. And there were so many people who just loved him and served him devotedly, and they were possibly dearer to him, or as dear to him as any of the people who published books or that we know about.
Yeah.
And it's important to remember that.
Yes. One thing that I reread yesterday about Ali Ramju was that he would say that my father never talked to us about Baba. He never told us anything. And of course, they would come and go as a family a little bit, but he said that then after, he married Dr. Ghani's daughter, and his brother married another one of Dr. Ghani's daughters. So right around that time, I'm not sure if it's before or after the wedding, he came across this book. It was in 1955. And the book was this little small book that Ghani wrote in Urdu. Dr. Ghani wrote with the idea of introducing Baba to the Muslim world. And it was called Dare Kalandar, or Age of Awakening. It's a loose, they said it's really not translatable, but Dare Kalandar. And when Ali read the book, he said, only when I read that book, and I was already like 20, 22 or something, he said, I was stunned to realize that both Dr. Ghani and my father thought that Baba was God. And it was sort of after that, then he got really, became a follower according to this one account I wrote. And then he went, he felt so important to share that book that he went door to door trying to sell it for 6 months to people. And he only sold 6 books, apparently.
What a month.
And then just recently, he did an English translation, and that's partly why he came to the US. The Sufis helped him edit it and publish it. And so he was very happy that he got that done. That little agent.
Where is that available?
Well, I don't know, because he just did a limited printing. I think Sufism Reoriented has the soft copy for sure. And beyond that, I can't answer you right now, but you can ask the questions. It will surely be made available to more people.
Great.
Their bookstore is called Searchlight. The Sufis bookstore. Yeah. It has a website.
Yeah, so
They
it
may
might
not
be available in the US.
They may not have it. I don't know if they're, what the arrangement was. Jonathan, tell us about you. What's going on?
Well, the big thing is the Usahavas, and that just finished up yesterday.
Yeah.
So it was great. Even the weather cooperated. It started on Monday, and the nights were in the mid 70s. So, and it didn't get super hot until Friday and Saturday.
Oh,
Then we got into the 90s. But as usual, they had a great time, and they had a dooney on Wednesday, square dance Monday night outdoors. They did as many things as they could outdoors. So they had Christmas tree lights in the Nur Jahan, where that playground area is.
Yeah.
And they square dance there, and they went to the beach every day. And, they did RT morning and evening at Baba's house. I know in the afternoon, I'm not sure in the morning. And they had about 55 Sahabasis and probably an equal number or more of worker wallas. And anyway, it was just very good. There's a young girl, she's 14, Shireen Midi, I can't think of her last name right now, but she is from Connecticut and born in Hyderabad, and then grew up for about 8 years in Bangalore.
Okay.
And then now they live in Connecticut. And I took her to the airport yesterday, and after about 7 hours, the flight was canceled.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm gonna take her. Yeah, but it was great because she had the thought that she'd love to stay in the guest house.
Oh.
And when it was canceled, we came back, and as it worked out, she got to stay in the guest house last night.
How lovely.
I mean, Baba orchestrates things so beautifully, you know.
He does. And what was your duty while the Sahavas was going on?
Just normal duty, overnight caretaker.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I did overnight caretaking again last night, so I'm just off duty now.
Are you home or are you still at the center?
No, I'm still at the center, and if I ever go home,
Nice.
I should. Actually, I just realized I haven't called Kendra yet, but she knows that I have to go to the airport. But so it's really an incredible thing that the center's opened up, and you know, all the cabins are in use, and so now we'll see for the in September whether we open up fully with this Delta variant thing. You know, so that you know, big kerfuffle going on over that.
Yeah, I know.
How's things in India? Apropos of the virus, is it get
coming? Just to let you know.
What did you say?
I was just wondering how the latest in terms of the status of the virus in India.
Joanna can tell you about that. She's more expert than me. I'm in the minority.
Yeah. I think right at the moment they're saying that it's down and the numbers are down in Nagar and in our state, but this Delta variant is from Delhi and it's spreading a lot. And saying that the third wave will start soon, maybe August. Well, we're in August now, so should start this month. The third wave, yeah. This is like a poem, yes, like a ghazal. The third verse. So
did the Samadhi open in mid-July and then close again?
No, I don't think they ever opened the door, did they, Janice?
Oh, they didn't. Okay.
No, but you can go up there, and Baba's very, very present. You know.
Oh boy, I tell you, with this Sahavas and everybody staying home, Baba's very present everywhere these days, I think.
Right. Yeah, more and more internal diving. Yes, Mehernath.
Pardon me?
Mehernath is coming.
Hey, Meher Baba, Jonathan.
Jai Baba. Hey,
Long time no see.
Yes, it has. It's been a while.
Yeah.
But we always have the interconnection there.
Yeah. And we always remember you when we go.
Yeah.
Saying hello to Fareshte and Jim and Romney and Vasudev and Satya and Zoe and Norman, everybody. Thank you. So glad you joined us. Nirtan, Nori, Jonathan, and
Hey Baba, good morning.
Hey Baba.
How are you? Jay Baba, laughing mother. Mehernath's coming at 6 o'clock, which is right about now.
Oh, good. Yeah, just having my caffeine. That's all.
Yes. Yeah.
Aren't we all?
It's fantastic about the youth Sahavas, and nobody's thinking of anything like that here now, of any kind of gatherings of any kind yet. It still seems far away. Even though
the circle is also having gatherings.
Yeah, they're having concerts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, limited though, not quite up to the numbers you were describing, Jonathan.
That was a nice concert that Cindy did. That was, how many were at that? There must have been 20 or more.
Probably about 12 to 15 people, I think.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, your account of the youth Sahava sounded really, really nice. I'm so glad those young people were able to. Baba has obviously his nazar on them because
Exactly.
there are hope for the future.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's an interesting thing about it. There's no hope. Everything's just tickety-boo.
which is it?
Yeah. I'd be real curious what their views were. Of course, you probably weren't involved in the discussions or any of their meetings and such.
No. And of course, the big thing they have is the cabin discussions at the end of the day, and which they, is like, but that's always a highlight. Although I asked Shireen, who is 14 years old, and she was a favorite thing for her, and she many things, but the Dooney, they did a Dooney on Wednesday night, and she really liked that. And
where do they do Dooney? Where is it?
They do the Dooney by the Nur Jahan gazebo, which in the playground area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait on
And,
that one. Yeah.
and of course, they did the final thing is in the barn, and they say each day they get Baba's house is open for an hour, so they can either visit individually or as a group. And it was great. They had Roxy did the food, and one of the chefs from Chai Pani came and did the food. So the food was a success as always, and all the regulars were there. The young adults. They're really a veteran crew.
Veteran crew.
And the chai was incredible.
Wow.
There are a lot of newcomers that newcomers.
Well, there must be, but I don't know the tally. I just know it was a success. And it was funny, on Monday night when I was doing the overnight, and you could hear kids around, but it felt, it's been for over a year, just quiet. When you do the overnight, you're the only one there. And it, in some way, in a major way, it didn't seem at all different. Baba's presence is the dominant thing, because I'd heard voices and stuff like that. It's just very sweet.
Tell me, was there a young man by the name of Jordan Raffo who was at the young?
Yeah, he was here, and also his brother.
Oh, Elijah.
But Jordan, he was in charge. He was a worker while.
Good news.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Just a couple of minutes. Mehernath again got called away on the mobile. Did they have mobiles this time? No. Yeah, it's good to hear news about Jordan and Elijah. I'm very close to them. I feel like they're both my godsons, but only one of them is.
Pardon me? You broke up.
Elijah is my godson, and I feel like both young men are my godsons. They're very, very.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, that's sweet. Well, they look good. He was actually, George was the first person to arrive, and he stayed on the center. He was the first guest to the center, and then the next day the rest of them started arriving. So he got a unique spot.
Is Mr. Romney Mayron there from LA? Are you there? Romney, oh, Baba. He used to tell us, I send donation just so I can get the signature of V.S. Kalchuri on my receipt. I'm collecting V.S. Kalchuri's signatures, he used to say.
Well, yeah, I was talking with Shireen when she was telling her story. She had, as a young girl, she had her first real connection with the Mandali was with Bao, who she enjoyed. So we were talking about that.
Oh, yeah, Baba placed him in that time arc for so many people, younger people, yeah, and older people like us. Mehernath, Jai Baba, here's
Jai Baba, Jai Baba,
Super Mehernath.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Mehernath.
Jai Meher Baba Mehernath ji.
Jai Baba Mehernath.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
There you are.
Meher Nuri, Romney, Marian, Lakshmi, Narayan, Vasudev, Venka, Jim K, Fariste, Norman, Jonathan, then who else? Fariste. Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Jai Meher Baba.
Newell, Jai Baba, Jai Baba. And we can start.
Yeah, they're all looking forward to seeing Rama for her birthday.
Okay, yeah, Mommy's birthday today. She's coming now from tomorrow. 91 is running. So yesterday, we celebrated the birthday. Yesterday, we celebrated from Meherabad. A few they came from Meherabad, and trust staff staff was there, and I just in Ahmedabad Center, all of us we were there and we celebrated the birthday there. Jena, Joanna, and all others, trust staff, everybody was there. Now that another problem arises, then some people, political people, they came and that dispute started, land now put into the court. Some culprit, they did the encroachment of trust land, trespass encroachment, and now they are claiming 40 years back we purchased that land, and now they are claiming that is their land. And now all the difficulties and problems, that is the Meher Baba's work.
Will that be a long process? Sorry. Will that be
Yeah,
a
now
long
we are
process?
a long process. Now we are in the court, and now if we get the injunction order, then we'll put the board, everything there, and then the case will be for longer period, we don't know. Then lower court, district court, high court, Supreme Court, like that.
Where is the property situated?
Yeah, I was going to say
Meherabad
where.
or Meherabad?
Meherabad, Meher English School side.
Oh.
Which side?
Meher English School.
Oh, wow.
That area.
Wow.
About 38 to 40 acre land is that. And they're claiming that is their land.
Entire land.
But when you have a record of owning the land, what I don't understand how they can claim.
Gundas can claim anything. That is the difference.
Oh.
Encroachment. Encroachment. They encroached.
Yeah, they encroach the land, they trespass, and what they say, they said we are the government of this area. We don't care about government. We don't care about police. Like that they talk, then what to do. This is God's work. Nothing else but suffering.
Well, you know, Mehernath, whatever happens in Meherabad is kind of a sign of what is happening in the world. So,
happen in the world.
yeah, yeah, it's a macrocosm. So there's a similar scenario now in America. They're going to try to save the climate. They're going to try to preserve 30% of land for, you know, preservation of land. And that means, you know, for a lot of states, that means taking over farmers' lands and saying, we are going to preserve this, you cannot grow food. So this is going to create, I'm sure, some pushback. Anyhow, that's all I know.
We also don't know future. Difficult future is difficult. People, they are becoming more aggressive and difficult and problematic. And I think so more suffering is there. Nothing else but suffering.
Technically, they are not even God fearless. There are no God fear also.
No,
they are only land grabbers and land mafia.
Land mafia.
Yeah, only land mafia.
Land mafia.
Everywhere in India, because of the political support.
Yeah, they have political
leaders will be behind them. That's the reason they are doing all that.
Yeah. Just we moved into the court also. I complained into the police, collectorate, DSP, Tahsildar, everywhere I did, you know. Then finally we moved into the court, and now if we get the injunction, then afterwards we'll see what happens.
Technically, we have to get the injunction because we are the true owners.
Yeah,
they cannot get the injunction because no injunction can be granted against true owner. But since we are being true owners, we have to get the injunction.
Yeah,
but,
we'll get the injunction.
Yeah, but how long they are in position, I don't know. Whether they are the more than 12 years and they got adverse position means then there's a little difficulty.
No. Just on 13th of June, you know, they did the encroachment.
Yeah.
13th of June, and 40 years the land was in our custody, our possession. 40 years back we purchased that land, you know. 40 years back. That is the thing.
And the difficulty is there should be a dynamic person should be there with dealing with the revenue department and all that as a license officer. Then we can do it, because most of the in Hyderabad we call Tahsildar. There I don't know what they called is Talati or something. I think Talati. They are highly corrupt. They change the records.
That they did the Panchanama and everything they did. Also these people, they cutted also our trustees. Then I filed complaint in forest department. They also came and they did the inquiry and Panchanama. They did everything. These people have the papers, and we submitted all these papers in the court, you know, what these people they did.
You have submitted only copies, not the original.
No, originally is with us. Copies we submitted.
Yeah.
Copies we submitted in the court.
Yeah.
The original and the papers are with us.
Yeah.
Purchase deed and that, you know, everything we submitted in the court. And court will consider, you know, no problem. Court will consider, you know, we'll get the injunction order. But time being, we are.
I think they're starting tomorrow, I think, courts in Maharashtra. Because of the lockdown, everything is closed.
Yeah. Now Ahmednagar district is in red zone now again.
Yeah. Again red zone. Oh.
Yeah. And lot of infected patients are there in Ahmednagar district now.
That's one of the biggest districts. That's the reason they'll have a lot of problems in there.
Like Pimpalgaon, Malvi, Mehernath Ashram, Baba's Ashram, near that, they found 40 patients Delta variant. 40 patients are there in Pimpalgaon, Malvi itself.
Wow.
Oh,
That is the difficulty. In India, it will become uncontrollable. It will happen in India. Everything uncontrollable.
well, we have some happy news, Mehernath,
About,
from Romney, Mehernath.
yeah, Rama.
And he says it is 65 years today that his mummy Joyce and he met Baba in the Hollywood Roosevelt Suite. And this is the anniversary of he and his mother meeting Baba 65 years ago today. So
Really,
Romney, I don't know if he can show his face or not, but
yeah,
he is muted.
yeah.
Yeah, Jai Mer Baba.
And now, so you sing good songs, and Rama song, something.
I'm still working on the boatman song. I don't know the whole thing. But okay.
Sorry, Zoe, just one little addition to Romney. He said, while awaiting in the lobby of the hotel, I drew a horse for Baba. He was only 6, I think. And he said, Baba kissed me on the forehead.
Oh,
And that other story I told about how he used to donate to the trust because he said he was collecting V.S. Kalchuri's signature on the receipts. And so he says, Bhauji called me, in quotes, regular donor. That was his name. Thank you, Romney. Excuse me.
He has the receipts. He kept all the receipts.
I don't know. He's not talking to us. He's only writing.
He's
Romney,
right.
you have the receipts? We'll see.
But Paul Comer, he preserved everything. Paul Comer, from Paris, he kept all the receipts, everything, When he comes here, many times he shows me, yes, see this receipt, donation receipts.
Romney's answering by the typing, and he says, yes, kept all the receipts. And he says, family share is there.
All the signatures are there,
Yeah.
Yeah. Like Baba's signature in future, after 100 years, monthly signature also, all monthly signature will become very important for the world.
Yes.
Everything will be important, what comes through Baba,
Yes.
change will come. Now, a new phase is there, new people, they are coming, and more attraction towards Baba, and many, they read online and they come to Meherabad for Baba's darshan from India, mostly from India. And they are becoming very close to Baba, very, very close, because they know most of the things. They read online, all the books and that, and they take a lot of interest, Yesterday, day before yesterday, one family, first time they came, and the girl, mostly, she's very interested in Baba, and she said, just I read all the Baba's books online.
Wow. Yeah.
And then she came here along with her husband and son. Husband was not interested, but when he came to Meherabad, he stayed 2 days and his mind changed.
Mehernath ji,
Yes.
I feel Baba is little partial now. Because he was, when he was in physical form, and he used to trust everyone so much. Now with his universal mind with the infinite knowledge, he is throwing compassion to everyone, like opening the floodgate of his love.
Yeah, that is true.
He's opening the floodgates of his love with his universal mind and with infinite knowledge. And previously used to everyone. If your wife is a staunch Baba lover, husband was very cruel. When husband is a staunch Baba lover, I used to see when I was saying all these things. And now Baba is open up his Pandora box with the floodgates.
Yeah, and he did that, that's why lot of attraction on online they read and then they come here, and it is happening. And that is also another manifestation of Baba,
Yes.
whatever Baba is doing, that is the inner work, not outer work, and heart to heart, people they are changing now. And many they wants to come to Meherabad, but now the door is closed.
Yeah.
That's why. And no facility of staying there, no accommodation. That is also another difficulty. But I think so. Future now, it is red zone. That's why now again more difficulty. It will take long time. And I feel Merchanji now the Amartiti also it is impossible for us in January to celebrate the Amartiti. Impossible.
See, one thing I always feel that this pandemic has brought up many people with new people, and our contact with the West also with this because of virtual hours and all that. Otherwise, we should have been busy in our routine things like going to the court, coming, and all that. Now,
Yeah.
because of the virtual hours, we came up very close to thanks to Baba family wide, worldwide circle of friends, and many services, virtual services. And a lot of talent, hidden talent is coming out now. Lot of hidden talent, and there are very new Baba singers, speakers, and they are well versed with the Baba's literature, better than the older generation. That's what I feel.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
This is the Baba's manifestation. I think so. Baba is working, and the Baba's name also it is spreading like anything, and not publicity, advertised, but heart to heart. That's what feeling is the different. People's feeling when they come to Baba, they have that feeling, experience everything.
But
And
the
that,
only advice we can give to the youngsters and all this thing, I always tell, Josh mein hosh mat kona, means in happiness and in this thing, don't lose your temper. That's what I always tell them. Every boy, you should love Baba as he has to be loved, and but same time, you should be follow strictly Baba's. What is this thing? Holding of faster means holding of Baba's daman means to just remember Baba and follow scrupulously Baba's this thing, the messages and Baba's prayers and everything, so that we can still hold on to Baba's daman. That's my interpretation of holding Baba's daman.
yeah.
Mehernath, I'm backing up from the subject, but just Romney, he made a couple more comments about his practice of donating regularly once a month to the trust for Bhauji's signature. He says now, Rick Chapman says the Indian government has gone off the rails because since March, they hold my donation check in Delhi. And then he says from now on, donation only by Swift wire, by wire transfer. So he's regretting, and Trust only wants him to donate once a year and not every month like he did. And then he wishes happy birthday to Mother Rama. Sorry, he wrote all this. I wanted to share it. Excuse me. Now back to Baba spreading his love.
Then now, Zo now she will sing Rama's bhajan.
Hey Baba.
Hey Baba. Then Merchant Nuri also he will sing after that. Bhauji's song,
Yes.
many Bhauji's songs.
Good singer, yeah.
Meher Baba मेहर मेहर तो कोई दीपक जलाई कोई पूजा करे कोई दीपक जलाई कोई पूजा करे मैं तो आई हूँ मेरे प्रभु भक्ति लिए मैं तो आई हूँ मेरे प्रभु भक्ति लिए मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर 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 बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर मेहर लिखो भक्ति में बाबा पारो पोथी में मेहर लिखो भक्ति में बाबा पारो पोथी में मेहर बोलो जीवा से मेहर 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 बोलो जीवा से मेहर 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 बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर 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 बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर 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 बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर मेहर
बार
मेहर बाबा की
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba. Now Meherchand Nuriji is there. Look at Meherchand Nuri will sing.
Jai Meher Baba. This is a ghazal written by Bhauji, and is one of the favorite ghazals to Mansari auntie. Whenever I was there, Mansari auntie used to ask me to sing this ghazal. Avatar Meher Baba ki. Let's see how Baba wants me to sing. ख्याल में जब से मेहर तुम आप ही आने लगे ख्याल दुनिया के तभी से ख्याल से जाने लगे ख्याल में जब से मेहर तुम आप ही आने लगे ख्याल दुनिया के तभी से ख्याल से जाने लगे जिंदगी ने राह पाई राह खुद ही ले चली जिंदगी ने राह पाई राह खुद ही ले चली क्योंकि तुम ही राह बनकर राह दिखलाने लगे क्योंकि तुम ही राह बनकर में जब से मेहर तुम आप ही आने लगे ख्याल अकल अपना बोझ लेके राह से हटने लगे अकल अपना बोझ लेके राह से हटने लगे और दिल में घर बनाकर पास तुम जाने लगे और दिल में घर बनाकर पास तुम पाने लगे, ख्याल दुनिया के तभी से ख्याल से जाने लगे। रीति कैसी नीति कैसी और कैसी धारणा, रीति कैसी नीति कैसी और कैसी धारणा, जब मेहरी आप बाहु, जब मेहरी आप बाहु साथ ले जाने लगी, जब मेहरी आप बाहु साथ ले जाने लगे, ख्याल दुनिया के तभी से ख्याल से जाने लगे, ख्याल में जब से मेहर तुम आप ही आने लगे। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। I'm extremely sorry I'm not giving the translation because I was not ready with the translation. Please forgive me. Jai Meher Baba.
Jai Meher Baba, Jai Meher Baba. Really good song, very good song. Our trustee, Ramju Abdullah, the Baba's Mandli member, his son Ali Ramju, yesterday night he expired in Pune. He was 91 years old. Today, his family member, brother, and nephew, everybody, they agreed, and then they brought his body at Meherabad according to the wish of Ali Bhai. He wanted, his body should be buried at Meherabad, and everybody, they accepted, and then they brought his body, and then the ceremony was taken place at 1 o'clock at Meherabad. I think so about 70-80 people were there. Then we performed Baba's prayer, Aarti, and just the ceremony was taken place, and his body was buried at near Mel Mandli Samadhi. Near that, the pit was dug yesterday, I think so, and the body was buried there. According to
Mehernath, this was Ramju's son? Who was it?
Ramju's son, Ali. He was a trustee since Baba's time, the older trustee, oldest.
Did Baba appoint him?
Ramju appointed him, Ramju Abdullah, I think so. After Ramju, he was appointed. Mostly, we said Baba appointed, but what Mandli is to do, Baba is to accept that, Like when Baba told Ramju to create the trust, then Ramju created the trust, and according to that rule, regulation, constitution, Baba accepted everything, Baba was, most of the time, he was dependable on the Mandli members. And when he used to tell Mandli members, then according to that, he used to accept everything. And the selection also, that time, Ramju, he did first, first chairman, Kutum Shastri, then second, Mani Jairani, third chairman, Adi Kirani, like that, he selected 3 people's name. And then Kutum Shastri is after Kutum Shastri, Mani Jairani, she became the chairman. And before Manija, Adi died in 1980s, I think so, 79 or 80, 80, I think so, he died.
84th March 1980.
And he did not get the chance to become the chairman. Adi Kirani, he was anxious to become the chairman. Dakipalkar, he was a Mandli member. He was also very interested in becoming the secretary or some good post, but he did not get any post. All that is Baba's wish. According to Baba's wish, it happens.
Mehernath?
Yes.
Today, several people told me that there was a list that Bob was made in Baba's time of the people the men that should be buried there. And that Ali Ramji's name was on that list, but people had forgotten about it. Is it true?
That I don't know, but just, his wish was there
Yes.
to bring his body at Meherabad. And my understanding is that according to that, it is done, now some they say, it was in list, and that myself, I don't know,
They said it was in Erich's papers. Maybe you can ask to see it and then we'll know. Anyway, I understood that Ali wanted and it worked out by Baba's grace.
Yeah, by Baba's blessing. And he said that, his wish is there to keep his body at Meherabad.
They said, Ted told me people had forgotten about it, that his name was on that list. I don't know. I'm telling you that now. Just today I heard this.
Yeah, myself, I don't know, now.
Okay.
Baba knows everything, Baba knows everything.
Baba knows everything.
Baba has understanding.
Yes.
He knows everything.
Yes.
But that is good. They brought his body. Everybody they accepted, and now he is at Meherabad with Baba, with Lord. That is the great thing. And now, just somebody wants to sing Fariste. Fariste
Hey,
is
Baba
also,
Mehernath. I can't sing very well, but I can read a ghazal. I've been doing a lot more ghazal translations of Hafiz. So I can read one of those if you wish.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Good.
This is ghazal 115. It is befitting that you demand ransom from your lovers. It is befitting that you demand ransom from your lovers. It is because you are the crown of the great ones of the world. Your flirtatious eyes have brought havoc to towns famed for their beautiful people. China and India have paid duty taxes for the curves of your hair. Your face is luminous like the face of the sun. The blackness of your hair is darker than the darkest dark. Your lips are like kizr, and your mouth giving water. Your stature is like the cedar, your waist thin like hair, and your bosom like ivory. In truth, where can I find a cure for this illness? In truth, where can I find a cure for this illness? My aching heart is not getting the cure from you. Your tight honey mouth has given the water of life its longevity. Your sugar lips have put the Egyptian sugar out of circulation. Why do you keep breaking my heart with your cruelty? When the heart is weak, it becomes thin like glass. The desire for a king like you has befallen Hafiz's mind. My wish is to be the lowest slave of your door. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Robin. Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, Mehernath, and everybody. I can see you all. There's not that many. I want to introduce you to, you remember Josh, our oldest son, Josh? Yes, and this
Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Josh.
The baby, Talia. Little Talia, my granddaughter Talia. Hi.
Talia. Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba.
And she was born right after I came back from India in February in 2020. I came back from India on February 7th, and she was born on February, I don't know, the next week or so. 22nd
of February.
I had to remember.
Really good.
Yeah. So, Jai Baba, tell Maha and tell Rama Maha happy birthday. My mother turned 90 also. So
Yeah.
she and my mother were born in the same year.
Mummy is born on 1st August 1931.
Yes.
31.
So she'll be here about 7:30, she said.
Okay, well, I have a singing lesson with Bradley, so I may not be able to stay on that long. But just to say hello, and we're here with the grandchildren. So.
Jai
Okay.
Baba, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
You have
Love
to
you
bring
all.
her. You have to bring her at Meherabad for Baba's darshan.
Yes, of course.
Then
of
everything
course.
is all right. Everything is clear. Then come
Yes, of course. Of course.
along with her. You know, it was important to bow down to Baba's samadhi. Very, very.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. The little boys are in the other room. They just came over. They're in front of the TV, unfortunately. But otherwise, I would introduce.
Next time. Yes.
Next time. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna mute. Bye.
Okay. Jai Meher Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba, Jai Baba. And I will tell one incident of Baba. Rao Sahib, he was at Meherabad with Baba, and Baba said to the Mandli members, now I don't have the money for the expenditure. Now it is difficult for us. And Rao Sahib was there, and he said to Baba, just, I have some small business in Bombay. I will go and I will sell that and I will bring the money. Baba said, it is good. Go to Bombay. But within 2 days, you must come. If you get sale of the business, that is good. If you don't get sale of the business also, you can come back. Don't worry about money and that. But my order, you have to follow. And he said, yes, Baba, I will follow your order and I will come within 2 days. And he left for Bombay. And when he left for Bombay, just he spent 3-4 days. And after 4 days, he got 5,000 rupees of his business. And he thought, now Meher Baba needs money. And when he will see the 5,000 rupees, he will feel very, very happy. And that was in his mind. And he did not care about Baba's order. And he came to Meherabad. Baba got very upset. Baba said, why you are late when I told you come within 2 days and you spent 3-4 days there, And he thought, if we keep the money before Baba, Baba will feel very happy. What he did, that 5,000 currency, he kept before Baba. And Baba did not say anything to him. But Baba called Chagan Master. And he said, just take this currency, 5,000 rupees currency, and put in fire and burn everything. And Chagan, he did that. And then Rao Sahib, he understood, Baba never care about money or that, but Baba, he care about his order. And that is the most important, how to follow his order, his obedience. That Baba wants. Baba doesn't care about money, what we bring money, but he thought, Baba will feel happy. Baba will become very happy when he see this money. Then he will forget about the order, about the obedience. But Baba, he did that, and then he got the lesson for life, just how to obey him, how to follow his order. Through this incident, we get that idea, Baba, he wants we should follow his order. And that is the most important, money or worldly wealth is not important. But we are human being, we have mind, our direction, it goes through the worldly affairs, worldly wealth, worldly things, and then it becomes very, very difficult for us, to follow the order of the Lord. That's why just we can try to follow his order, and that is the most important. Second incident about the Rao Sahib. Sadhu Lik, he expired, and then his suitcase trunk, it was brought to Meherabad. And when the trunk was brought to Meherabad, there was a good suit, coat, pant was there. And Baba just said to the Mandli member, open the trunk. And then Baba started distributing that second-hand clothes, Sadhu Lik's clothes to the Mandli member. And Baba gave one shirt to Rao Sahib. And Rao Sahib said, Baba, I don't want. Baba said, just I'm giving, you can wear that, that's really the good dress. He said, no, Baba, I don't want that. Then Baba thought, maybe he did not like the shirt. Then Baba gave the pant. And he said, Baba, I don't want pant also. Then Baba got very upset. He said, myself, the God is giving to you the prasad, and you are not accepting. What type of the person, And he got very angry. When Baba got angry, the Rao Sahib left from there and he went outside. Then what Baba did? Baba took one garland from his neck and he gave to Chagan. And just he said, now Rao Sahib, he is very, very angry. You can go and put the garland in his neck. Then he will feel happy. And Chagan, he went outside and he garlanded to Rao Sahib. And when he garlanded to Rao Sahib became very, very angry. And he said, tell your Meher Baba, all the masters came, prophet came, son of God came, perfect master came, and what they did, nothing for us, we never, human being will never change, God comes and they go. Then all they left, and what they did for us, nothing. And your Meher Baba also, what he will do with us? He will also just clean with the broom everything, and then he will also go like all prophets, they left, he will also left. He will also go, tell your Meher Baba. Then Chagan, he said he is very angry and he is talking like that, all the prophets, saints, masters, all they came, and what they did, nothing, and they left. And Meher Baba also, one day he will also leave from this world, and what he will do for us, we will never change. We are human being, and will never tell your Baba. And Chagan, he told to Baba, and then Baba, he came out, and then he said to the Rao Sahib, why you have that ego and that anger, just we are here, prophet, we never go anywhere, we remains here. You people go, you come and you go, but the truth, it remains always here. Truth never disappears, truth never goes, that's why we are here. All prophets are here, all masters are here, only the human being, they come and they go. Then Baba said, why you have that much ego? Just what I am giving you, and what did, just, I clean with the broom. That's why your all ego, it came out. Your all anger, it came out. And what we do when we are here, we do that. We clean with the broom, and because of that, all the weaknesses, it comes out. And it happened with you also. Then he understood. And then he apologized Baba, and he said, what happened, Baba? In my family from childhood, they said, if anybody dead persons, the clothes never wear. That is the second-hand clothes. And my family, they taught me from childhood, never take the second-hand dresses also from anybody. And that's why I got that understanding. And now I apologized you, and whatever you give, I will accept, I will take that. And then Baba embraced him. Baba felt happy. And that is the thing, when the master comes, they takes our weaknesses out, and for that work, they come in the world, and they clean us all our weaknesses. And that is the work of the masters. They never go anywhere. They remain here. But we feel, we think that, they disappeared, masters, and that God is always with us, Only we have to remember with heart. If we remember with heart, then he's with us all the time. He's with us. He is in present all the time. He remains in present. We are in past, present, and future. But God is not in past and future. He is in present all the time. And then Rao Sahib, he apologized Baba. He said, just forgive me, you know. That's why what is our tradition, teaching from childhood, our habits. Baba wants to break everything. And he's doing that, you know. He's doing everything, you know. In Corona also, changing ourselves, you know. And people, they are getting change. All the people, they are getting change, you know. Detachment from the world, detachment from the worldly life, and coming closer and closer to Meher Baba. It is happening with everybody, because when we get fed up of this world and worldly people, then only everything is possible. Come closer and closer to the God. But when our attachment is with world, then we run here and there. That's why Baba said, become the headless and footless. Then no use of the foot and no use of the head. Mind's use is not there. Then life is good. And Baba is doing this training period of Corona. Training period is there, you know. And people are changing. Really, people are changing. They think that, you know, the world is illusion. World is nothing. God is everything. And that's why more and more people, newcomers, they are joining Meher Baba. And they will come closer and closer to the Baba, you know, and that is the Baba's work. Today also we see Meherabad, everything is quiet and calm. Even that people, they come, evening time many they come, daytime they come, they sit near that shade, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then they go. Nothing is there, you know, no shop, nothing, no people, nothing, but people, they are coming, they sit there and they feel happiness there. That is the Baba's work. He's calling, MB is calling to everybody. Mera, my merchant, was there, you know, and she came for Baba's darshan. First time she came. And what happened, you know, she saw Baba's hair and she thought, you know, this is the weak artificial hair. And because of this hair, people, they attract to the Meher Baba. And it was in her mind. And when she came close to Baba for darshan, Baba said to her, you know, just you can touch my hair and see that, you know, what type of the hair are there. And she thought Baba reads the mind of everybody. And then totally she changed, and then she touched Baba's hair, and she got that idea that is the real hair, that is not artificial, unnatural hair, that is not weak. But first she thought, you know, because of this hair are really very good, that's why people, they attract to the Meher Baba. But Baba is to clear the mind, you know, what was there in our mind. Baba is to answer, immediately is to answer for that, you know, and that is the work of Lord Man, Lord God, you know, he does that. And now his work started, you know, manifestation work, but we don't see that, you know, from outer world. Because most of the Baba's work is inner journey, inner work he's doing, cleaning from inside, you know, not from outside. That's why we will never get that idea what Baba is doing with people, you know, but Baba is cleaning everything. Only our understanding is that, you know, outer world something will happen, some miracle will happen, some experience will happen. But the outer world, nothing will happen, you know. What will happen inside, inner world? Everything will change. Outer world, nothing will change. And that work Baba is doing. That's why more and more people, they are attracting to Meher Baba. Many phone call comes, you know, they don't, they get the contact number and that, and then they talk about Baba's books and this book we want, that book we want, many things, you know, people are doing that, you know, and that is the Baba's work. Without that, how it will happen? That's why Baba's order is most important. Love, we don't know, but order, will able to follow, and we can try to follow that order. That much is there in our hand. One guy is there at Meherabad. He is from USA. Yes, he does the meditation from morning 5 o'clock. He sits, up to evening. He sits there near the tree, and he does the meditation. He doesn't care about anybody, and he sits there. That Baba's parents' grave is there. That side under the tree he sits and he does the meditation. Even the rain is there, he sits in the rain, hot sun. Yesterday one professor, he came and he said to me, Indian professor, one guy, he does the meditation, and the morning to evening, many times I observe, all the time he sits there. And then what is the importance of meditation and yogas, and how I can do. Then I told, you can do the yoga, that is the physical fitness. And physical fitness, people, they go to the walk, gym, morning walk, evening walk, they do the lot of exercise. Through that, we never go to the God. That is for the physical fitness. Yoga, meditation is really good thing to keep fit our body, our physical form, our mind concentration, focus of the mind also. Yoga is good, meditation is good, we can do that, but we should not connect that to the Meher Baba. Meher Baba is totally different. Whatever we eat food every day, but never said we are eating that food for Meher Baba. For Baba's cause, we are doing all these things. Many things we do the work and that, but it is not applicable to Baba, because Meher Baba is the doctor of soul. He is the doctor of soul, and he take care of the soul. Physical body or mind, he doesn't take care of that. That's why you can do the meditation for your physical fitness, your mental fitness, but your soul fitness come to Meher Baba, and Meher Baba will take care of the soul's fitness, not physical body. If you get sick, we can go to the doctor. Physical body is there, then physical doctor is there, mental doctor is there. If mind's some defect is there, problem is there, we can take the medicine, the world. But for soul, we can come to Baba. And then he agreed. He said, yeah, that is really good. The people, when they do such type of the meditation, yogas, they sit under the tree, and people, they feel that, we should do that, because they think that is Baba told them, to do such type of the thing. And mostly people, they like to do such type of the activities. And the guy said, oh yeah, that is true. Meher Baba is the doctor of soul. And Baba care about inner journey, soul. He care about the soul. He doesn't care about our physical body. We are ugly, or we are beauty, or we are handsome, or we are strong, or we are weak. He doesn't care. He care about the soul. And Meher Baba is the knowledge of soul, and that is inner journey. Then why for physical body, for mental sickness, one should not ask anything to Baba. Outer doctors are there. When we get the some disease, cancer or other type of disease, we can go to the doctor. Doctor will care that, and he will cure that disease. But for soul, Baba is there, and is the real doctor of the soul. It takes care of the inner journey. Outer illusion, it is a reflection. When he said, the world is the seventh shadow of the God, and we are attracted to that seventh shadow. God is totally different, but this reflection, this shadow, we have to detach, from step by step. One can detach from that, then only will attract to the God. 700 crore souls are there, people are there, and if we listen to them, then where we'll go? Nowhere. Because total 700 crore, big majority, they are in puzzling. We are also in puzzling. And when we hold their daman, then what will happen? 84 lakhs birth and death. Again, will run here and there and there and there and nowhere. That's why hold Baba's Daman, who knows past, who knows present, who knows future. And if you hold his Daman, our life will change, inner life will change. That's why make the friendship, Baba said, with him and all of us all the time. Baba is our friend, real companion, and he's our companion. Then why the problem is there? No problem. When we are the instrument in his hand, then that is the good life, happy life. Why to run after this world and 700 crore? That's why Kabirdas is one couplet. I like that, always. He said, Kabira is standing at market, square up market, and Kabira khada bazaar mein sabke, and he is saying God can bless everybody. And then he said, I never make the friendship with this world. I never make the enmity with this world, because they are not my friend also, and they are not my enemy also. No enemy, no friend. Then who is a friend? Only God. And that's why Baba said, hold my Daman. And that Daman, it will take us to closer and closer to Baba, and detached from the world. And that is happening now. People that doing that detachment is there through the worldly life, and they are coming closer and closer to the Baba. And that is the inner journey. That's why Baba, what he did in Hyderabad, that tradition, all Karmakand, Shariat, he burned there, and today he closed all the religious places. Even people, they die. Nobody want to do the tradition, nothing, marriages also now. Only 100 people, 50 people they attend. Previously in India, 10,000 people, 15,000 people used to come. And then people, they were very proud. In our son's marriage, 15,000 people they came, and we gave the food to 15,000, 10,000 people, and they used to become very proud. But today, all changes are there, and this is the orthodox tradition. Everything Baba is changing, and he also all the lockdown, all the religious places also everywhere now it is lockdown. Even Baba Samadhi also. And Baba wants to open inner door, and he is doing that. Outer door is closed, then inner door will open, and that 7 curtains are there. Kabir said, "Ghungat ke pat khol tujhe piya milenge." You have to open the 7 doors. You will get the master God, and that what 7 doors? That is the 7 weaknesses. And Baba's 7 color flag, what is that? That is also 7 color weaknesses. Baba's 7 color flag, lust, thirst, greed, anger, all these 7 colors are. And when we are following God, we have to become the colorless. Then only we'll merge into the God. If we are colorful and God is colorless, God doesn't have any color. And when we have to merge with that God, then we have to become colorless, means no weakness, no sanskaras. And Baba said all these 7 has to clean that, like the sounds and that music also. Gama Padanisa, that is 7. Then we see the rainbow color, 7 color. They said, the cart of Krishna, 7 horses are there. When Hindus, they get married, they also, the round 7 rounds they do to the fire. That is 7, means 7 things, it should be disappear, and that is the weaknesses of us. The Makkah also, Muslims when they go, they also surrounded 7 times, to the Makkah. All these 7 things should be washed out and become the colorless. Nothing should be there, and then the pure soul will merge into the God. And God wants that, that's why God also comes 7 to 1400 years. 700 years or 1400 years. All these 7s are difficult. Yeah. The Muslims also 786. 700, 6 means 14, 700 or 1400 years. 786, that is their holy figure. And that figure means 700, and 6 means 14, 700 to 1400 years. God comes on earth. And that is the truth, you know, that's why this 7 should get clean and become the colorless, no color, nothing. And when the thing is pure, then it is colorless. Everything is pure, that is colorless. And one has to become the colorless. That's why there at Meherabad, the tomb is of whose tomb is that? Meherabad. What is his name? Muslim saint.
Gilorisha.
Gilorisha. Gilorisha. His tomb, you know, that board is there. It is written there, you know, his identification, and our identification should be that, you know. And he said, "Main hu, kaun hu, kya hu? I don't know who am I, what I am. You know, I don't know anything." Then he said, "Just bewatan hu. I do not belong to any country in this world. Nothing is mine." Then he said, "My bewatan hu, be namu. There is no name up to me. There is no name to me." And then he said, "My benishan is no flag, no symbol to me. There is no symbol, you know, then who am I?" Then he said, "I am the slave of my master, and that is my identification." One is he said he's the slave of his master, and that is the identification, you know, of the human being. And our identification should be that, you know, who are we are the slave of master. Not belong to any country. We do not belong to any name, no flag, no symbols, and the life is totally different. Life is totally different. And one shair also said very nicely. He said, "Fariste, फना इश्क क्या है? फना इश्क क्या है? कारवा दर कारवा होना, यहाँ तक के मुंतसिर होना, बेनामो निशा होना, यहाँ तक के मुंतसिर होना, बेनामो निशा होना। कभी दरिया बेताबी का सीने में सिमट आना, कभी अश्क के हर कतरे का बहरे बेकरा होना." What is the fana ishq? To destroy ourselves in that ishq, that love. And what is that? You know, just we have to become, you know, no country, nothing. And then he said, what capacity we have to create? Just serve the whole ocean. And then second moment, all these tears, what it comes out, you know, make the ocean of that tears, you know. And that is the fana ishq, destruction of ourselves, you know. Make the capacity to suck the whole ocean, and then next moment just all tears, from that tears make the ocean. That is the broadness, you know. And that broadness, when we become like that, you know, life will change. That's why all small symbols, name, flags, all this, what is that, you know, all that is sanskaras. All sanskaras. Baba 7 color flag also, it is it shows the sanskaras, 7 color sanskaras. That is nothing else but sanskaras, and Baba wanted to show that sanskaras, 7 color sanskaras, you know. And we have to clean that sanskaras, you know, and become colorless. And Baba wants that, you know. That's why 7 asman, then 7 plane, from stone form to human form, again 7, then some human form to God form, 7 steps. All these 14 steps are there, 7, 7, 7. Islam also, they said, you know, 7 asmans are there, and all these 7 things has to wash it out. And when it is clean, life becomes different.
Mehernath, yes. Excuse me. Speaking of 77777, here's Romney that maybe has 777 signatures of Bhauji with a very colorful hair, and he's requesting, J. Baba Romney, requested to read a poem of Malcolm Schloss, who was, you tell them, Romney, but he was his mom and dad's contact in 1949. You tell, please. It's okay, Mehernath, sorry to interrupt. Jai Baba Romney.
And I was taken to the meetings. He held his meetings in Hollywood, in California, in the late 40s. And when it was first twice a month was poetry, and twice a month was Meher Baba. So my mom and dad first were attracted to his Saturday night meetings for poetry. And then Mommy describes, she saw a picture of Baba in the living room. And when she saw that, she was just dumbstruck. And then at that point, she said that Mona, who was Malcolm's then wife, after Jean Edrill, who I'm glad to see is on the memorial tower, her name, Mona Schloss, they left Mommy alone because they had seen that reaction before. It reminds me of Margaret Crask's reaction when she walked into Devonshire, Meredith Starr's place, and saw that picture of Baba. And she was just dumbstruck. Anyway, so I was taken to the meeting. Then they were attracted to the Meher Baba meetings. So, and I was taken, when I was born, I was taken to those meetings, and I'm told that I never cried. So anyway, so Malcolm was our contact, and this is his poem I'd like to read in honor of Bhauji, the Kalchuri dynasty, Mother Rama, and all our, Baba I look at Baba and he's so Persian, but yet he could only have taken birth in India, only in India, because of the culture. So anyway, this is from 1946, Malcolm Schlaw's Processional of Joy. This is called Krishna on Parade. Everywhere his feet are planted, everywhere he strides and sings, Krishna freeing the enchanted from the tyranny of things. Where he moves, all life is quickened. Where he lingers, hearts are thrilled. Everywhere he brings awareness, endlessly he stands fulfilled. In the lazy sunlit meadows, in the busy marts of trade, in the fields where blind men battle, witness Krishna on parade. In the shadows where bewildered, frightened children cry and pray, in the deepest devastation where dread famine holds firm sway, there he gives the cosmic vision. There reveals the form sublime. There transmits with rare precision, with sure precision, truth. There transmits with sure precision, truth transcending space and time. Hear his flute, O weary exile. Glimpse his radiance divine. Breathe his name, whose love restores thee to the glory truly thine. Jai Baba, thank you.
Jai Baba, really good.
Okay.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
You had Baba's darshan?
Huh?
You had Baba's darshan?
Yeah, in LA in 1956.
1950s. You were that time 6 years old.
6, yes. Mommy, before he came, Mommy, we're in our bedroom in Los Angeles, and she says to me, God is coming to see us. And that was a normal, Mehernath, as a child, that's just normal. It's not something, as an adult, you say, wow, but it seemed like, of course he would come to see us. And so, because we had missed 52, Baba didn't make it to LA. He had the accident, he was on the way. And Phyllis, God, Baba bless her, had told Mommy, don't bother coming to Myrtle Beach because Baba's coming to LA in 52. And so this time, my Mommy was so, she didn't want it, she missed that opportunity. So there at 5:30 in the morning, we were there at the LA airport to welcome Baba. We weren't taking any chances to miss him. And then for 3 days, he was in Hollywood at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel and giving interviews and, like he did. It was like what they call an urban sahavas. That's what I think of it now, because that's what they have in LA now, the urban sahavas, they call it. They don't go to Pilgrim Pines anymore, where Adi gave that beautiful talk when he was there in 77, 5 talks. They just do it urban at the LA Center. So anyway, that was the Hollywood, huh?
You remember that you had Baba's
Well, let me ask you, Mehernath.
Yeah.
How much do you remember when you were 6 of your contact with Baba? Probably because you had so much more than me. But you have memories from that age?
Yeah, I have the memories because what happened, my life just I spent with Baba and Mandli member from childhood. That's why, outer world not with me. Outer world was disappeared. And Baba kept in order, that's why most of the time our relatives and that, Baba was not allowing to come. That's why most of the time we used to go to the Meherabad. Baba used to come to Meherabad. Then Mandli Hall we used to sit. Then Baba call to the Meherazad. Oftenly we used to go to the Meherazad and like a family relation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Family relation. Yeah,
at
I
6,
remember.
you
Yeah.
remember, because I know you were in competition with Raj Kilnani for your Baba centers, but that was older. You were 9, 10. That was in 1960. You had your little Baba centers there at the Meher Nazar compound. Well, if I remember, it doesn't, Mommy, she would tell me, she would remind me, that I ran up to Baba and Baba kissed me and pushed me back. And I can see Baba in my mind's eye, Baba getting off the plane in his pink coat. But whether that's an actual, like Dinah, Dinah from Australia, she was 17 when she met Baba, and she says she has no memory, none, which is, but I have these memories, but whether it's memories from Mommy telling me or actual, but I think I can remember being there, with Baba. It was quite a time in the Hollywood Roosevelt because he was there, and all day long we could be in the lobby waiting, and people would come and go for their interviews. And then at one point, Baba would come out of the room. He was with 3, Adi, Erich, and one other one, Merji, the 3, I think, only 3. And Baba would come out after giving interviews, and then we were all lining the hallway upstairs, and Baba would come out. And this is when Mommy describes when she saw Baba come out, she felt something in her heart, like a skip in her heart. Like you might feel, not a heart attack, but something, the rhythm of the heart just changed, which is kind of unusual. And at that point, Baba just made a beeline for her, went right up to her. So she has that memory. But it's so I can say I had Baba's darshan, and I feel like Margaret Crass told me, I asked her about being kissed by Baba in the forehead. She said, I don't think he did that to too many people. So,
Fortunate.
So anyway, Mehernath, huh? I wanted to ask you, because I often listen to Bhauji's tapes that he gave his talks, and it started out in the beginning. I wanted to ask you about your auntie, because your auntie, Kalchuri, his Bhauji's sister.
Bhauji's sister.
He has more than one?
Bhauji had three sisters. I think 3 or 4 sisters, Yeah.
But one of them was married to a follower of Tajuddin Baba?
One was in Sauner. Sauner is 25 to 30 kilometers from Nagpur. And her husband was the mayor of Sauner. And he was the follower of Tajuddin Baba.
Okay, yeah. So that was the Bhauji's connection with Baba, right?
Yeah.
Because Bhauji describes in his talks, he said he was going to he wanted to go ask for interview with Baba, and he was going out, and the said, well, where are you going? And Bhauji said, I'm just going for a walk. And she said, I also would like to go for a walk. He said, so then he had to take her for a walk. And then he went back and then he could go freely. But it was that sister, right? Is she still alive?
No, she died. And that is also bad luck. Our children, all they died.
They all died?
All they died. Children, 3, the son, 2 daughter, everybody they died, you know.
Okay.
Mostly
But
family, you know. I think
she followed Baba, the sister? She became a Baba follower?
thrice she came, you know, 1962 also. She was there at Guru Prasad. 65 also she came. And then I think so 70, Amartithi, she came.
Good. What was her name?
Nira Devi.
Nira
Devi.
Nila, N-I-L-A, Nila?
N-I-R-A, Nira.
Oh, Nira Devi. Okay, cool. Yeah, very good. Okay.
And her husband.
She was married to the mayor of Sauner.
Sauner. And her husband and her husband's father, they had Baba's darshan when Baba came to the Sauner previously. But because they were royal family, they used to take care of all saints. When saint used to come, they used to take care of the saints. They used to raise the pendal and everything. That's not paid that much attention to Baba because many saints used to come and they used to give the darshan in that area. That is the India's tradition. That's why he thought, you know, Meher Baba is also one of that, you know. Just saint came, he gave darshan, but he did not felt anything. But 1952, when 31st December Baba gave the darshan, you know, that time these people, they came in Baba's contact, you know. Previously they had Baba's darshan, but nothing was there in their mind or heart, you know, they forgotten. They never told to Bhauji also, but they had Baba's darshan.
And when were you born? 54?
1953, 22nd October.
Okay. And Sheila was born 1951?
52, 12th May, 1952.
So that was before Bhauji came to Baba, but you were...
Yeah, Sheila, my mother, Sauner, when Baba came, my mother, Sheila, they had Baba's darshan, and in Nagpur also, when Bhauji went for Baba's darshan, that time also they had Baba's darshan in Gita Mandir, Gita Bhavan, and then afterwards at last day, I think so 4th of January 1953, Baba was at a railway station. That time also my mother's sister, they went to the darshan. Means 3 times they had Baba's darshan. Bhauji, I think so 4 to 5 times he had Baba's darshan. 5 times in Sauner and then Nagpur. Twice or thrice in Nagpur he had Baba's darshan.
Okay, so you were born in October 1953.
I born in 1953.
So, and Bhauji came to Baba in the end of 52, right?
No, Bhauji, 31st December 1952, first darshan he had in Sauner.
Okay.
2nd January 1953, he had second darshan in Nagpur, third darshan, because twice he had the darshan in Sauner, and then third darshan in Nagpur, 4th and 5th darshan in Nagpur.
And when was it that he finally got his private interview with Baba, and Baba said, and Bhauji said, Baba said, what do you want? And Bhauji said, I want to be with you. And Baba said, will you do anything? And Bhauji said, yes. And then would you walk naked in the town? And Bhauji said, yes. And Baba said, start. And Bhauji stood up and started taking. Baba said, sit down. And from that time on, Bhauji became a Mandali.
You know, Baba, Bhauji, he went to the Nagpur. Bhauji did not know where Baba is staying and where Baba is going to give the darshan. And Bhauji was searching in Nagpur. Bhauji did not know what to do, but in newspaper, 2 line it came, Meher Baba is going to give the darshan in Gita Bhavan. And Bhauji felt very happy. And then Bhauji went to the Gita Bhavan. Big queue was there. Bhauji had darshan, but he did not get chance meeting with Baba. But
Right.
one guy, Vibhuti, he was outside. He was the follower of Baba. And Bhauji told him, just I want a private meeting with Baba. And
Right.
Vibhuti, he went inside and he asked Baba, one follower is there, your lover, and he wants private meeting with you. And Baba said, afternoon, Barrister Verma's house. Baba was staying in Barrister Verma's house, and give him the address, and he can meet me at afternoon at Barrister Verma's place. And then Bhauji,
What town was that?
Nagpur.
Oh, Nagpur, okay.
Yeah, and then Bhauji went to see the Baba at Barrister Verma's place, and what incident you told, that incident took place there. And Baba asked him, you married or unmarried? Then Bhauji said, I'm married. And Baba said, what you are doing? Then Bhauji told about education and that 3 course I'm taking,
Right.
like master in administration and other courses and science and that. And then Baba said, what you want? And Bhauji said, permanently I want to stay with you. Baba said, but you will follow my orders. And Pankharaj was there, the one Baba lover. And he said, Baba, but he is newcomer. He doesn't know what is the order. But first you have to explain. Baba said, he is educated person. He knows better than you. That's why don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. And then Pankharaj did not say anything. Then Baba, he said to that, if I say, to take all the clothes off and you can go into the city, you will do. Bhauji said, yes, Baba, I will do that. Then Baba said, when your exam is there? Bhauji said, just in next month, my exam is there. Then Baba said, you can attend the exam. And wherever I stay, you can come directly to there. But before that, Bhauji said, Baba, but you are giving darshan in Andhra state. Should I join there? Baba said, if your total study is completed, then you can attend and come to Andhra. Then Bhauji, he went to the Andhra tour because Rangarao was there from Andhra. And the guy, he told Bhauji, Bhauji was in South, and Bhauji asked, I want Baba's darshan, but the volunteers, they are not allowing me. Rangarao, he said, I am also the newcomer here, and I don't know much anything. But I promise you, when you come to the Andhra, I will be the volunteer. And I will take you there in Andhra, you come. That's why Bhauji remembered that, Baba, next darshan is in Andhra. That's why Bhauji asked Baba, I can join your Andhra program. And Baba said, your study is completed, then you can come and join that. And then Bhauji, he went to the Andhra, he joined. And then afterwards, I think so, in the month of July, Baba was in Dehradun, and Bhauji, he went to the Dehradun and just he joined Baba. And first order, Baba gave Bhauji just 9 o'clock, knock the door of each monthly member and say, you fool, observe the silence at 9 o'clock. And it was difficult order for Bhauji because all the monthly member, they were senior members. And Bhauji was young boy, and Bhauji did not know how to do now that, but Bhauji did that, And Kekobad, he got very, very upset, because he was repeating the name of Meher Baba all the time. 9 o'clock night, he used to do the prayer. He used to perform prayer. He used to stand before Baba's photo, and Bhauji knocked that. And Bhauji said, you fool, keep the silence after 9. And 2 days, 3 days it happened, and he got very upset. He said, this foolish guy, he comes and he tells me I never talk, I do the prayer, and most of the time, morning to night, I repeat the name of God, and that is my work. And then he told to others also. He also complained Baba. And then Baba told Bhauji, just stop it.
Right.
It was the first order to Baba.
So that was in July of 1953 that Bhauji actually joined Baba permanently.
Yeah, joined Baba permanently, and this was the first order of Baba for Bhauji. And then Bhauji started following that order. Then second order he gave to Bhauji, just convocation program was there to get the degree from the Nagpur University, and Baba said go and just attend the ceremony and dress up that the cap and everything and get the degree. Bhauji said, no, Baba, I don't want anything. Already my BSc Agriculture degree, I got that, what is that new to go and attend? I want to stay with you. Baba said, this is my order and
Right.
you must go. And then Bhauji went. And when Bhauji went, he purchased he rented the dress and that, for ceremony. And the big pendal was raised and he met with his old friends, professor, principal, everything. And the ceremony was the next day. And Baba's telegram came, just don't attend the ceremony and come back. And then Bhauji came back and Baba said, why I sent, just your connection with the world. Today I disconnected. And for that purpose only I said.
So then you were born 3 months later.
October I born,
And how were the circumstances? Bhauji was with Baba. What was Rama just giving birth to you by herself with Bhauji wasn't around, or how did Baba handle that?
Bhauji was not there. Then just I took the birth. Then the telegram was sent to Baba, and Baba before that, Baba did not receive the telegram before that. In the morning, Baba told everybody, take the bath, and they took bath, and Baba said, today is my birthday. And nobody understood, why Baba said that, and then afterwards, when the telegram came about my birth, then everybody, they understood why Baba said that, today is my birthday.
What day in October?
22nd October.
22nd, so that's Sagittarius. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. 22nd. So then when did Bhauji first see his son? Because Bhauji was interested in the Kalchuri dynasty. You were interested in the Baba dynasty, but Bhauji was interested to some extent in the Kalchuri dynasty, and you represent for Bhauji the Kalchuri dynasty. So when did Bhauji see you?
Bhauji then for one day, I think so after 1 month or 2 months, Baba told Bhauji just go for one day and see the child and immediately come back. Then Bhauji did.
And where was Rama and you at that time? In Nagpur?
At Nagpur.
Okay, good. Okay.
Just 1952, Jal Kerawala, he died in Mayo Hospital. And I took birth in Mayo Hospital after 1 year, 1953. And when I took birth, Baba said that when the telegram came, that time also Baba said Jal Kerawala, he came back.
Wow, because Jal Kerawala, he was a big guy in the government, and he made a road for Baba, a special road for access for Baba's somewhere, seclusion or something. And
a new life also, all Baba's, guest house, government guest house, he used to hire, and Baba stayed there. And in Madhya Pradesh, that some hill is there, and Baba did the seclusion. That time he made the road there, he was commissioner. He was commissioner, a revenue commissioner, and he did that, road, and that was made. Mandla also, he worked in Mandla, Madhya Pradesh, what Baba's land there, in Mandla, and he worked there also. And New Life also, he helped Baba a lot, many places, just the PWD bungalow, means government bungalow, guest house, he hired for Baba.
So you feel a connection with Jal Kerawala. If you were his related, the same soul, you must feel a connection, no?
What happened, I don't remember that what Baba said, but what Jal Kerawala was doing, I'm doing same work. Work, government work, all the government, purchasing the land, purchasing the land for trust, converting into NA, legal problems, solving all the legal problems of the trust. That same work I am doing.
Yeah, well, of course, because one other case that I know, now Sherwan Anzar.
Yeah, Sharon Anzar, I know from which place?
Dehradun?
New Jersey, but
New Jersey. Yeah, I visited his place, New Jersey. Yeah.
Yeah.
Originally,
And so,
from Dehradun.
what? So he was from Dehradun.
Dehradun, yeah.
So he has a case is similar to yours because somewhere I heard, and I asked him about it. I said, "Are you the reincarnation of Khalil Gibran? You know the poet, the Lebanese poet Khalil Gibran. Have you read The Prophet, his work?" I think Baba said you haven't.
First time I'm hearing the name of person. Yeah.
Khalil Gibran, the Prophet, it was a very big selling book in the U.S. in the 70s, but anyway, that he could be, now Sherwan could be the reincarnation of Khalil Gibran, and so I asked. Baba said he indicated that could be. He didn't say definitely, but he said something that would lead you to accept that. But now Sherwan said, like you, who are doing Jal Kerawala's work, now Sherwan says, I can read one page of the Prophet of Khalil Gibran's writing, and it's memorized. I know it just from reading it once. So anyway,
1952 when
Romney, my theory was that when I met Balnatu, that my theory was Balnatu was the reincarnation of Khalil Gibran. I don't know why, but that was my feeling.
Okay. My dad knew Khalil Gibran. They were from the same part. They were from the same part of Lebanon, and my dad had dinner with Khalil up in New York City, and Khalil gave my dad a book in Arabic and signed it, and I can't find it.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. All right. I think Baba indicated it was fourth plane.
Yeah, I remember that same story, Romney, and I asked him too, did he have that connection? And he said that Baba had said that he's like my Khalil Gibran. He said he's my, meaning referring to Baba's Khalil Gibran. And so it might be, it might not be, but it was to Baba that he has that status of being a great poet. Yeah. Right. So and he did some beautiful poetry. So it could be that way. And I was just going to say, your mother was extremely dear to me. She and I were together on the 69 Darshan, and we'd always be seated together. And we always had such a good time together with Dana Fields. We'd all seem to be all grouped together. We always had such a good time. And it was really, I have good memories of your mom all through that. Yeah.
That darshan, she brought back for me as a gift a beautiful Indian shirt with embroidery, that's raw silk, and I wore that for years and years and years. But that darshan, when Baba dropped the body, it was up in the air. It wasn't for sure that was going to keep going on, that darshan was planned and people had their tickets purchased and everything, but it was some question whether it would go on. And my first reaction when I got the call, I was at Babson College, and I remember the day I was looking out over the courtyard. I got the call from Boston that Baba dropped the body, and immediately the first thing I thought was, Mommy's going to kill herself, because I could not. She was so, for me, linked with Baba, and she loved Baba. So how could she live? How could she go on? you know, so I can understand the concept of the Indian concept of sati, which is outlawed now, but I can understand that concept. Why would you, you know, even Mara, you read that she didn't want to go on. They had to encourage her to eat, you know, please eat, Mara. Why? She said, why? Because Baba said, if you eat, it's like I'm eating. So I felt that with mommy, and the thing I could do was I was starting to make some money, and I said, well, let me buy her the ticket. It was 600, which at that time was more than now, 600. But I bought her the ticket, and then she provided the rest of the funds and got herself over there. But from that point on, it's like my relationship with her changed, because she was no longer like Mara and Baba. I felt like mommy and Baba, there was a split. How could she went on in a different way with Baba than had it was before. I don't know how it was with Mara, but you know, with Mommy Joyce, I felt that she not that she let me down, but I was kind of like I didn't know how to follow how she was carrying on in life after that. You know, with you and all the young Baba lovers that came to join in at the LA Center. But Mehernath, so yeah. Baba sent Bhauji to see you after you were 1 day old?
I don't know. After 1 month, I think.
Oh, after 1 month, yeah. Okay, all right. Very good. And what is your first memory of your dad?
Bhauji, most of the time, you know, I used to feel Bhauji is the monthly member.
Right.
I never felt that, you know, when I was child, you know, Bhauji is my father. I used to think Bhauji is also the monthly member.
Right, I know. In Sheila's book, Baba asked both of you and Sheila, who's your father? And Sheila said, Bhauji. And Baba asked you, who's your father? You, Baba. And then Sheila wanted to change. She said, oh, you're my father too, Baba. I said, no, you are Bhauji's daughter and Mehernath is my son.
Yeah, and that another incident also I will tell. Baba just told me, stand up. I stood up before Baba. And then Baba asked me the question, to whom you love most? To whom you love most? And I said, Baba, naturally, I said, Baba, I love my mother first, and then second, my father. And then Baba said, just sit down. Very loudly, I said, sit down. And I sat down. Then Baba said to Sila, now you can stand, and she stood up. And same questions Baba asked, you know, her, to whom you love most. And she said, first, Baba, I love you. Then I love father. And then I love mother. And Baba said to Sila, now you sit. And then Baba said, just stand up. I stood up, and Baba said, same answer you can repeat. And then I repeated the same answer. And Baba said, remember that, you know, all the time. If I ask you the question, then you must answer like Sila.
Okay, yes, very good.
Okay, Baba, I will do that.
Very good. Baba gave you a break because he didn't give Sheila a break when she said that Bhauji's her father, and you said Baba's my father, and she wanted to change, and Baba said, no, you said Bhauji's your father. So yeah.
Different time Baba used to ask different questions and that, you know, and the last time also 68, he used to call us oftenly, and he used to give the chance, you know, to massage his leg. And I used to do that, the alternate, one Sunday myself, one Sunday Sila used to go on scooter.
Excellent.
Vaman Padole, he used to take us on scooter, and then we used to go on scooter, and then Baba used to tell, you know, just massage his leg. I used to do that, and then Baba used to ask me the story, and then I used to tell the story. It used to take long time for the story, but Baba used to say, see how nice he's telling. It was not nice because all the monthly members were there. Baba was in front of me, and it was difficult for me to say something, but it used to take 20 minutes for that story, and Baba used to give that much time to me, and Baba used to say every moment, see how nice he's telling the story, how nice, and
What story, Mehernath?
what story I used to read in the novel and that, and Baba used to tell that story, and I used to tell, and it was difficult for me to tell front of all these people because I did not get that habit anytime. But Baba said, just do. And then I used to say 2-3 sentences and I used to stop. And then Baba used to say, how nice he's telling, just tell.
Right. And who named
20
you?
minutes for that, and Baba used to give that much time to me.
And who named you, Mehernath?
Yeah, hello? Pardon?
Huh? Who gave you your name, Mehernath?
Baba has given this name.
He did.
Mehernath is given by Baba.
And what does it mean? What does it mean?
Nath means king, Meher means Nazar.
Wow, beautiful.
Yeah.
He named you that when you were born?
Pardon?
He told Rama when you were born to call you Mehernath?
No. Bhauji, Baba told to Bhauji, and Bhauji wrote a letter to my mother. Baba told that I think so letter is with us. Give the name Mehernath. This is told by Baba.
And that was accepted by Rama? That was okay with her?
Yeah. She accepted.
Good.
She accepted.
Okay.
Yeah, she accepted.
Okay. Jai Baba. Thank you, Mehernath. Thank you.
My mother is here. She will sing the song. Today is her birthday.
I know.
She completed the 90 years. 91
Wow.
now. It will start to her.
Very good.
91 will be running, and she will sing 1 or 2 ghazals, Bhauji's ghazal. And
Okay.
oftenly, when she used to go to Mehernath, Pune Guru Prasad, Baba used to the ghazal, and then she used to sing before Baba.
Good.
And most of the time, Baba used to say to Bhauji, remember, her heart is very pure, her heart is very good, that's why I love her.
Yes.
This sentence, most of the times, Baba used to repeat, Baba used to utter this to Bhauji, used to tell, her heart is very good, very pure heart. Remember this to the Bhauji all the time, Baba used to say.
Is she feeling not too much pain these days?
Not too much.
Good. She's not feeling pain too much?
The pain she feels that, sometimes in her legs and that, and it becomes difficult to walk also. But takes different type of medicine, and she are used to take all the medicine, different type medicine, and she takes medicine and she get cured, and then again the pain is there, then she goes to the doctor and she takes the medicine. That is the thing. This is the cake,
Good, very good.
And now
where's Raj?
Raj is at Meherabad. Evening mostly she goes there with her 3 dogs to Meherabad.
Okay.
Yeah, with 3 dogs. Yeah.
Okay.
Here to help you.
Yeah.
Help Maha blow out the candle.
Yeah. Now just Mummy, she will cut the cake before all of you. Chirag is there. Baba Lover, his son and wife Aakansksha. 3 of them, they are here. And now Mummy will cut the cake and just will celebrate happy birthday.
And Adim posted on Facebook a picture of him with his grandma, Adim.
Okay, that is good.
And he wished her happy birthday. He wished he hasn't seen her for 1.5 years and he missed her so much, Adim.
Adim, I will see that. It is on Facebook.
Yes, that's your nephew, right?
I will check that.
Your cousin.
Okay, I will check.
Jamie also came. Jai Baba Jamie.
Okay, now she will come. She will sing. Yeah, James Newell is there. Jai Baba James. Jai Baba James. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. Mommy, she will come, she will sing one ghazal. And
We
then
see her. Yeah, she's here.
cut the cake.
She's cutting already.
Yeah, she's cutting. Yeah, she will sit here. I will come here.
Sit here. I want you to sit, let Maha sit here. So they want to see. They want to see all those people. Wait, let Maha sit there. Sit on her lap, okay?
Good idea.
How to do birthday cake on online birthday cake.
Online
This is cake cutting very important. Can you see? You
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Rama.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, dear Rama. Happy birthday to you.
Yay.
Jai Baba. Happy
Jai
birthday,
Baba.
Rama.
Hey, Baba.
Happy birthday,
Hey,
Rama.
Baba, happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rama.
Thank you very much, everybody. Jai Baba.
Now she will sing one ghazal. Bhajan या ghazal गाएंगे?
Ghazal, bhajan, Baba sabne gaya wo ga rahe hain.
She
Bring a
sang
birthday cake on here for Rama.
bhajan. She will sing. She sang before Baba. So she will do that.
मैं कहूँ तो क्या कहूँ तूने ये क्या किया अब मैं कहूँ तो क्या कहूँ तूने ये क्या किया बोझा को खुद ही झेलने ब्रह्मांड बसा दिया बोझा को खुद ही झेलने ब्रह्मांड बसा दिया सूझा that's right सूझा था मेहर तुझे कैसा अजब मजाक कैसा अजब मजाक बिल्कुल शुरू में कर जिसे भ्रम को जगा दिया बिल्कुल शुरू में कर जिसे भ्रम को जगा दिया गला खराब भ्रम को जगा दिया बन गया सिर दर्द तेरा तेरा वही मजाक बन गया सिर दर्द तेरा तेरा वही मजाक सहता जिसे तू कह रे मैंने ये क्या किया सहता जिसे तू कह रे मैंने ये क्या किया बन गया मजाक से तू खूब रहा मजाक बन गया मजाक से तू क्या खूब रहा मजाक छूटे न अब कभी ऐसा ये क्या किया छूटे कभी नया ऐसा ये क्या किया बन गया मुक्त हो के तू देने हमें प्रकाश बन गया मुक्त हो के तू देने हमें प्रकाश दिया नया मजाक नहीं
तूने तो क्या दिया, दिया नया मजाक में, तूने तो क्या दिया, अब मैं कहूँ तो क्या कहूँ, तूने ये क्या किया। एक लाइन तीन बार बोलने को बोले बाबा का।
So you're going to translate after?
कौन सी लाइन कौन सी लाइन?
No, he doesn't have.
बंद गया मुक्त होके तू दे दे हमें प्रकाश, दिया नया मजाक में तूने तो क्या दिया। परसों देना मेरे।
Jai Baba, she sang before Baba. This bhajan, this is the bhajan. You know, अब मैं कहूँ तो क्या कहूँ, तूने ये क्या किया. What I can say, you know, what you have done. बोझ को खुद ने ब्रह्मांड बसा दिया. You have taken the whole burden upon you, on your head, and because of that, you have created this universe. Total universe you have created. Sujata Meher Jab Mazak. What type of the joke you made? You know, शुरू में कर जिसे भ्रम को जगा दिया, बन गया सिर दर्द तेरा यही मजाक. And this joke, it became the burden of you because headache, nothing but headache, and you have taken the whole burden upon you for one small joke you created, and this universe came out. And you have taken the whole burden upon your head. बंदा मजाक से तो क्या करना, खुद रहा मजाक जिसने छूटे कभी ऐसा ये क्या किया. मुक्त होकर तूने तेने हमें प्रकाश दिया न वो मजाक की मैं तूने क्या किया. And you totally free from all these sanskaras burden, but for us, you know, to give the vision, to give us the light. You are suffering. You have taken all the burden upon you, on your head. Why? To make us free. Because God is always free. He is in freedom. But He came in this binding. Why? Because of us. And He wants we should become the bindless. You know, all the bindings. You know, we should become the free. And for that, He is suffering for us. But we said we are suffering, you know, all the time we said we are suffering. We never feel God is suffering for us. We think we are suffering, you know, we are in difficulty, we are in problem. That is human nature. But God has taken the burden, total universe burden, and He's continuously suffering. Pain is there, suffering is there, and that is the universal suffering. Our suffering is only individual suffering. But we said, you know, we are suffering, not you are not suffering, because we don't feel that, you know. That's why our feeling should get changed. Everything should get changed, but difficult. Baba said twice she can repeat this sentence, you know, about mukta hoke tune hame prakash, means you are the totally free. But for us, you know, you have taken this burden to make us free. And this sentence he told to my mother 3 times. She can repeat same thing, and she repeated.
बाबा ने रुमाल डाल के बहुत हंसे.
And then Baba just kept the handkerchief on his face. He smiled like anything. You know? He laughed and he smiled. And thrice he said, just repeat this sentence. And she did that. And that is she sang before Baba. That is important. And most of the Bhauji's couplet also Baba has given the first stanza, second stanza to Bhauji. And that is also something important, you know, important things. And now she likes to sing another song, another bhajan. She will sing another bhajan or ghazal.
जो तेरे है वो तेरा जिक्र किया करते हैं, जो तेरे है वो तेरा जिक्र किया करते हैं। नाम ले लेके बाबा तेरा दिया करते हैं। नाम ले लेके बाबा तेरा दिया करते हैं। चाहे मंदिर हो कलीसा ये बूद खाना हो, चाहे मंदिर हो कलीसा ये बूद खाना हो, चाहे घर हो या बाजार या बिराना हो, चाहे घर हो या बाजार या बिराना हो, तेरा हम नाम बाबा सबको सुना देते हैं। तेरा हम नाम बाबा सबको सुना देते हैं। जो तेरे है वो तेरा जिक्र किया करते हैं। नाम ले लेके बाबा तेरा क्या करते हैं। पिला दे समुद्र तेरी आंखों में, पिला दे साकी समुद्र तेरी आंखों में, छलकते पैमाना तेरी हर अदाओं में, छलकते पैमाना तेरी हर अदाओं में। वो कोई और नहीं पीते हैं मैं खाने में, वो कोई और नहीं पीते हैं मैं खाने में। हम तो बाबा की निगाहों से पिया करते हैं। हम तो बाबा की निगाहों से पिया करते हैं। जो तेरे है वो तेरा जिक्र किया करते हैं। नाम ले लेके बाबा तेरा दिया करते हैं। अब किसी महफिल में जाने की हमें फुर्सत नहीं, अब किसी महफिल में जाने की हमें फुर्सत नहीं, अब किसी से दिल लगाने की हमें फुर्सत नहीं। एक सर झुक गया वो मेहर के दरबार में, एक सर झुक गया वो मेहर के दरबार में, गैर के आगे झुकाने की हमें फुर्सत नहीं, गैर के आगे झुकाने की हमें फुर्सत नहीं। मेहर रूठे तो मनाता ही रहूंगा मैं सदा, मेहर रूठे तो मनाता ही रहूंगा मैं सदा। दुनिया रूठे तो मनाने की मुझे फुर्सत नहीं, दुनिया रूठे तो मनाने की मुझे फुर्सत नहीं। अब किसी महफिल में जाने की मुझे फुर्सत नहीं। जय बाबा, जय बाबा, जय बाबा। जय बाबा।
Thank you, Rama.
Okay, any translation, Mehernath?
No.
Okay. All right. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rama.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rama.
To
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rama. Happy birthday to you.
Hey, Baba.
Jai
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 Baba.
Baba.
एक शेर बता रही प्यार मिला इतना कि दिल में ना समाए दुआ मिली इतनी दामन में ना समाए जय बाबा
Jai Baba. Jamie's going to sing you a song.
Yeah.
Is that okay, Jamie?
Yeah.
You sing
Sorry?
a song to Maha. So next song.
Yeah.
For Maha.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, Maha?
Happy birthday, Maha. Sorry we can't be there in person. Last time with 2018, we were at your birthday at the Samadhi and we broke the rules and sang happy birthday to you there. So we're happy to see you again. Ustad Dhanyavad, 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 Ustad Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Ahodamas Dhanyavad, Ahodamas Dhanyavad, Ahodamas Dhanyavad, Ahodamas Dhanyavad, Zartosh Dhanyavad, Zartosh Dhanyavad, Zartosh Dhanyavad, Zartosh Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Lord Ram Dhanyavad, Lord Ram Dhanyavad, Lord Ram Dhanyavad, Lord Ram Dhanyavad. Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad. Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Muhammad Dhanyavad, Muhammad Dhanyavad, Muhammad Dhanyavad, Muhammad Dhanyavad. Allah Dhanyavad, Allah Dhanyavad, Allah Dhanyavad, Allah Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Ustad Dhanyavad, 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 Ustad Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Avtar Meher Baba ki Jai. Jai
Jai
Baba, and
Baba.
happy birthday, Rama. So happy to celebrate with you.
Mind. One more, Maha. Freddie has mind, a stupid mind. Yeah. Very.
Now mind, he always want to crow. Work so fast while the heart works slow. Baba says that mind must go. So we sing Manonash Calypso. And the tune go, mind, stupid mind. Why don't you go away and leave me behind? Mind, why don't you let me be so I can find reality? Now mind just loves duality. Tells me God is illusory. Mind, you are my enemy. You just want me to want me. Mind, who do you think you are? You make what's near seem oh so far. Wait till I get you to Ahmednagar. We'll fix you with the avatar. Mind, stupid mind. Why don't you go away and leave me behind? Mind, why don't you let me be so I can find reality? Now, mind, you're such a pesky creature. Sometimes you're just too hard to feature. First you're a beggar and then a preacher. Now you even want to be a spiritual teacher. Mind don't know he's just a tool. And mind, he thinks he makes the rules. Mind, you're just a fool. Oh, my mind, you're such a fool. Mind, stupid mind. Why don't you go away and leave me behind? Mind, why don't you let me be so I can find reality? Now, mind is such a pest. Act like host when he's just a guest. Everything you do comes out in a mess. So let us sing the chorus of this song. Mind, stupid mind. Why don't you go away and leave me behind? Mind, why don't you let me be so I can find reality? Now, mind, have you ever heard of Haya? That is the Sufi term for modesty. Oh no, you're just too full of Maya, burning like a forest fire all day long with desire. Mind, you think you're in the driver's seat? Think you're something that can't be beat? Remind me of a parakeet. All day long go tweet, tweet, tweet. Mind, stupid mind. Why don't you go away and leave me behind? Mind, why don't you let me be so I can find reality? Jai Baba.
What we'll do now, prayer?
Yeah, we'll do prayer. Baba's prayer.
Aakansksha Meher Baba ki jai.
Jai.
Dear God, help us all
Help us all to love you
Love you more and more.
and
and more and more.
Till we
Till we have you.
Say it more.
Be of union with you.
Become worthy of you.
It's the whole time.
All to
Baba,
Till the very end.
till the very end.
Meher Baba.
Meher Baba ki jai. Avatar Meher Baba
Meher
ki
Baba
jai.
ki jai.
Avatar Meher
Avtar
Baba
Meher Baba ki jai.
ki. Happy birthday, Rama.
to everyone.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba. Hey, Mehernath, you know, there are also 7 natural holes in our head.
7 natural holes in our head. Holes.
Enter in success, inner journey. For inner journey, that 7 holes are there. Yeah.
I seen you on the chat, Rama.
Acha birthday, Maha. Yeah, okay. I bring. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, everybody.
Jai Baba. Jai Baba. all.
Thank you for
Jai
coming,
Baba.
everyone, to celebrate and be with Baba with us. Jai Baba. Happy
Thank you,
birthday,
Mother.
Maha.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Maha.
Thank you, Mother.
Thank you, Mehernath, for all the stories.
Thank you, Jamie.
Bye, Dr. Jim. Thank you, Jamie. Unearthly hour, you joined us, Jamie and Baba. Everyone else too. Thank you. Avtar.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
Thank you,
Avtar, Meher Baba ki jai. Avtar, Meher Baba
Meher Baba ki jai.
ki jai.